Hi, my name's Chaz and you're watching Chaz's Languages. In this video, you'll learn the preposition in, expressing for and since, and expressing dislikes and likes in German. Hi you guys, thank you for watching and welcome to the 4th German lesson here on Chaz's Languages. In this video, you'll learn how to use the preposition in, how to say for and since, and how to express likes and dislikes. First off, I'd like to say welcome to 2020. It's a new decade. I can't believe that we're already in a new year. So I hope the new year has started off well for all of you guys, and now let's get into the lesson. First, I'll start off with the preposition in. Now this preposition has two meanings. The first meaning is in or inside of, like in English. And then the second meaning is to or into. It expresses location, such as in saying, I am in the library. Or it expresses to, as in saying, we went to the cinema. When the meaning is in or at, etc., the verb sein is common to be used with the preposition in. And with this meaning, the place or thing that a person or thing is in or at takes the dative case. I know we haven't gone over the dative before, but I'm going to go over it really quickly, and then in a future video, I'll elaborate on it a little bit more. The masculine articles der and ein become dem and einem, and then the neuter articles das and ein become also dem and einem. And then the feminine articles die and eine become der and einer. And one thing to note is that when the preposition in is used with the definite article dem, it becomes im. And now here are some examples of in being used to express where someone or something is in or at. For the first example, we'll look at the noun die Bibliothek, meaning library. And we'll look at the sentence, he reads in the library, which is liest in der Bibliothek. And here note that the die becomes der for the dative case. For the next example, we'll look at the noun das Haus, and we'll look at it with the sentence, wir sind im Haus. We are in the house. And as you'll see in this example, as I mentioned earlier, when in is used with dem, it contracts to im. And then the next example, we'll look at the noun die Gruppe, meaning group. And we'll look at with the sentence, ist sie eine Angestellte in der Gruppe? Which means, is she an employee in the group? And as you'll see here, the die feminine article becomes der for the dative case. And then for the last example of this meaning, we'll look at it with the noun die Stadt, meaning city. And we'll look at it in the sentence, ich fahre täglich in der Stadt, meaning I drive in the city daily. And then again, as you'll see here, the feminine article die becomes der for the dative case. For the second meaning of the preposition in, which is to or into, commonly used is the verb gehen, which means to go. And with this meaning, the place or thing that is being gone into or to takes the accusative case. Now, as you'll remember from a previous lesson, the accusative only affects the masculine articles, so the feminine and neuter stay the same, but the masculine articles der and ein become den and einen respectively. And when in for this meaning is used with the neuter article das, it contracts to ins. Now let's look at some examples of when in means to or into. Die Bäckerei means bakery. And if you want to say you guys are going to the bakery, you would say ihr geht in die Bäckerei. For the next example, we'll look at the noun das Kino, meaning cinema, with the sentence Markus und ich gehen ins Kino, meaning Marcus and I are going to the cinema. And as you'll see here, we have the in plus das contraction, which is ins. And then der Park, meaning park. And we'll look at it with the sentence die Jungen gingen in den Park, meaning the boys went to the park. And as you'll see here, the masculine article der conjugates to den for the accusative. Now let's talk about expressing for or since in German. This is done with the preposition seit. It is used to say things such as, I have lived here for 6 years, or she has slept since 5 o'clock. With this preposition, use the present tense of verbs. Instead of in English, we use the present perfect like I have or you have. But with this preposition in German, you just use the simple present tense. And this preposition is also used with the dative case. And the dative is applied to the word expressing the length of time. So here are some examples. For the first example, seit 6 Jahren, which means for 6 years. And as you'll see here, Jahr is put into the dative plural, which is Jahren. The normal plural of Jahr is Jahre, but since the dative is needed here, it's Jahren. And again, I'll go over the dative in a future video, so you'll learn how to form the dative plural. In the next example, we'll look at the sentence Wir reisen seit letzter Woche, meaning we have traveled since last week. And as you'll see here, the dative is applied to the adjective letzter, and it becomes letzter. And then for the last example, we'll look at the sentence Die Studenten schwimmen seit 40 Minuten, which means in English, the students had been swimming for 40 minutes. Here, the dative is applied to the time word Minute, meaning minute, and then in the dative plural, it is Minuten. Now, the last topic we'll talk about in today's video is expressing likes or dislikes. This is done in two ways, either with the adverb gern or the verb mögen. The adverb gern is used with verbs to describe actions that someone or something likes doing. And the verb mögen is used with nouns to describe things or places that someone or something likes. Let's first look at the adverb gern. As I said earlier, gern is an adverb, and it is placed in the sentence directly after the verb. And when expressing dislike, nicht goes between the verb and gern. For the first example, we'll look at the sentence Sie fährt gern am Wochenende, meaning she likes to drive on the weekends. Now see here how the adverb gern is used directly after the verb fährt, which is the conjugated form of the verb fahren, meaning to drive. For the next example, we'll look at the sentence Malt ihr gern, meaning do you all like painting? In this sentence, since it is a question, the adverb gern goes after the subject ihr. Since when asking questions, you have to invert the subject and the verb. And then let's look at the verb mögen. The mögen is used with things or places or people that someone or something likes. It's a highly irregular verb, so I'll go over the conjugations of it really quickly. For ich, it's mag, and then du magst, sie es mag, wir mögen, ihr mögt, sie mögen, and again, sie mögen. An example of the verb mögen in use would be to say, ich mag Nudeln, meaning I like pasta. And here's another example. Wir mögen die schwarze Katze. We like the black cat. When expressing dislikes, the word nicht is placed directly after the verb. So let's look at the first example with the sentence mag nicht deine Frisur, meaning he doesn't like your hairstyle. So as you'll see, the word nicht is placed directly after the verb mag. And for the last example, we'll look at the sentence Sie mögen nicht den gemischten Salat, meaning they don't like the mixed salad. And as you'll see here, the masculine article der is conjugated for the accusative case and becomes den. And that's it for this German lesson. I hope you all learned something new and that you enjoyed watching. And please give the video a like if you did. Follow the Twitter page and like the Facebook page to stay up to date on the channel, as well as for more language learning tips and advice. Also, don't forget to click the subscribe button for more German lessons to come. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.